Hello. I hope you guys are all well. So welcome to Enchanted Girls Costumes. This is I wouldn't call it actually impromptu because I've already got all my baking supplies out and everything. Um, but I realized that today was the 31st of March and I hadn't done a live video yet. So this is my live video. I'm going to be talking about a couple things. There's actually a couple subjects that I wanted to talk about. Let me just reposition this a little bit. So this is actually my new house. Moved in about 2 weeks ago, so this is my first time baking in the kitchen. So this is pretty exciting for me. My husband has, of course, been baking quite a bit. He made 5 loaves of bread today, which was 6 loaves of bread. There we go. Yeah, so anyways, tonight I just want to talk about a couple things. Again, it's very unplanned for what I'm talking about. Also, if I start coughing halfway through this, I just want to apologize. I am getting to the tail end of a cold. Hello, Bernadette, welcome. Lovely for you to join us tonight. So yes, I am just getting to the tail end of a cold, so my voice isn't exactly what it usually is. So yeah, I guess to start things off, I'm making blueberry muffins tonight, so I'm just going to be doing that while I chat to you guys. I think one of the things that I wanted to talk about tonight was actually something that kind of happened to me. My husband's giving me a weird look. Thank you. I'm still getting used to it because it's a new kitchen, and yeah, it's good. It's mostly my husband's domain. He likes to cook. I let him do his thing in the kitchen. I'm a happy girl. Anyway, so going back to what I was saying was there was something that happened to me. I guess it was about 2 weeks ago, and it kind of was a bit of a shock. Some random person sent me a DM. On Instagram, and it was kind of like, okay, whatever. I get messages from people most of the time, and I like talking to people on Instagram because they're usually asking questions. But this one was from someone who they decided that I was copying Bernadette Banner to gain subscribers, which is not something that I was doing, because Bernadette and I both made the 1980s combinations from the Met. That was something that we were both talking about. And then with me starting to talk about my corsets, they saying now I'm copying her because she's doing her corsets, and that's not the case. But it was just kind of unnerving, I guess unsettling, just feeling kind of like, I don't know, it was just, I wasn't expecting it because Bernadette has such lovely followers from what I've seen on her channel, and it was just kind of weird seeing that someone attacking me that way. So something I wanted to talk about was, yes, we have talked about our projects quite a bit. So I'm not copying her, and we are like working on it in the same, I don't know. It's just, oh, sorry. My dryer just turned on. 1 second, guys. There we go. Okay, there we go. The dryer's up. Oh, and you just saw my husband. Well, you just saw a little bit of him. I did. So anyways, that was something that came up, and I didn't bother commenting on that DM at all. I just deleted it right away because it was just something that I felt was completely inappropriate. Those 1890 combinations are very, very well known, and corsets are kind of needed. So it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, thanks so much for saying something like that. But on that topic is, yes, Bernadette and I are creating similar projects right now. She's working on her 1890 stuff, and I'm working on 1890 stuff, and they just happen to be at the same time. So it's not a copycat thing. it's just that we just happen to be working on similar projects at the same time. And yes, you have to start with the undergarments. And so we were both inspired by the same undergarments, and I think it's great. So anyways, that was just something I wanted to mention, that it was just kind of like, oh man, kind of like took me back a little bit. I should probably start mixing things while I'm talking. So yeah, it was a bit of a shock. Anyway, so I'm actually, tonight I'm using a scale for everything. I'm not usually using a scale. Oh, sorry. Oh, this cough is horrible. Seriously, talking and coughing, it sucks. Oh. So sorry, one of the messages disappeared. There we go. Yes, those yeah, as Bernadette was saying, we are inspired by everyone's work. So yeah, this is a really awkward chat tonight. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Oh my goodness. And this coughing fit is horrible. Oh. Thank you. I love ER. ER is my favorite Winnie the Pooh character. I got this mug when I went to Disneyland like 10 years ago. Yeah, I love this mug. This is my feel better mug. So yeah, as I was saying, the topic of copycat, I think it really depends on how you look at things, because if you look at history, like the 1890s, you can see that they are directly referencing the 1830s with the ballooning sleeves. And it was definitely not, I think, a copycat. I think it was more like a inspired. I don't know. So I don't know what I'm saying right now. Yeah. I'm sorry, this is such a weird video, you guys. I really hope this cough wouldn't start, but well, this is life. Oh my goodness. So what have you guys been up to lately? I love seeing when people chat with each other in the comments. It's always something that's really nice to see. Okay, let's see. I need more flour. Lots and lots of flour. And I just emptied that bag. Okay. It's a good thing I had another one right there. I do have honey. One second. This is actually my brother's honey from the Kootenays. Okay. I'm gonna give this a try. Yeah, my brother has bees in the Kootenays, which is absolutely fabulous. I love it because all their honey comes from the mountains, which is just great. Oh, that is very sweet. Oh, that is very, very sweet. It's really good. So yeah, I guess another thing I can talk about tonight is my, sorry, I'm just gonna open up the window, just get a little bit of moisture in here. I think that'll definitely help. Okay. Thank you everyone for sticking around. This has not been a great video so far. I really haven't done a lot of talking since I got this cold. So it's interesting to try and work through it. I don't know how people do this regularly. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry, you guys. So it's talking about my corset. The corset pattern that I'm actually, yes, thank you for that comment, Bernadette. It's funny because we actually have had this conversation a couple times, and it's definitely good. The recipe I'm using is from my husband's baking book. This is backwards for you guys. This is what he used in school, so I'm just using his muffins recipe from there. And it's all done in metric, so it's all done with weighing. So it's all on a scale. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So it's just like, I don't know, this one is on page 224. It's a creamy muffin recipe. And then you can like add different things to it. So, yeah. Oh, it's scales. Yeah, well, he's got a nice fancy scale. It's, it's the nice one. Oh my goodness. So yes, the corset I am using for my corset pattern is, yes, it's a great scale. So the corset I'm using is the 31300 corset pattern from the Symington collection. Oh, great talking there. So I've made 5 mock-ups now for that. And I've got another, I'm trying it out, one more mock-up. I just saw him go past. Oh my goodness. So I have one more mock-up that I'm doing for that corset before I cut it out with the final fabric. I just want to do like a, I guess it's a ready-to-wear mock-up. I'm making it as though I'm making the real corset this time. So I'm putting all the correct boning channels in how I want to do them, just so I have like a full trial run through, because I cannot get more fabric if I mess up on this project. So yeah, I think it'll be really good. I'm excited once I get further on, and my sewing space is finally getting to a place. My sewing space is finally getting to a place where I can do a lot more. Because now that I finally have a sewing room since we've moved house, I find it easier to do projects because I don't have to put them away every time my girls are out and about, since before I was working out of my kitchen essentially. So all the projects that you've seen from the past year were done on my dining room table, and then it was like right next to the kitchen. So I guess it just goes to show you can sew anything pretty much anywhere. So yeah. But I will say my entire plan for this year has been pushed back since we moved. So originally I had planned to get my corset done in February and then be starting on my next projects. Nope. Don't know why the comments are coming up. There we go. Now they're coming up again. Yes, sewing on a kitchen table because there's no room anywhere else. Yeah, well, I was in a 2-bedroom basement suite, and there was no separation anywhere. So essentially, the place that we're in now has almost doubled. It's almost doubled our size, like what used to have the bedrooms and everything in it. So like the size that was like our bedroom, living room, and everything is now just our living room, kitchen, and dining room. And then we have like that area of the house is all bedrooms and sewing rooms, so it's all nice. Let's see. I've been craving carrot cake for a while, so this is. Oh. Yeah, let's see. Where is it? Oh. Let's see. No, that can go in for a bit longer. Let's say another 5-10 minutes. Let's go 5. Okay, so the carrot cake's going in for another 5 minutes. Why aren't the comments? Hello from Australia. Welcome. Hi. Is it Brissy Girl? Is that how you pronounce it? Making loads of tiny flowers for a costume. Oh my goodness, we have 2 Australians with us tonight. Well, welcome. I'm glad you guys could join the live. So anyways, what was I saying? Oh yes, it's moved my schedule back. So I'm really bad at multitasking, you guys. I don't know if that is great. I don't know. I heard that multitasking is bad for you, but everyone does it apparently. I'm just really bad at it. Monday afternoon there. How's the weather in Australia right now? That sounds... I would love to go to Australia one day. It's one of those places that's on my list. Yeah. Australia, Scotland, England. Yeah. And Holland, because Holland is where I'm from. Well, Holland... I'm not from Holland. My mother was born in Holland. But, yeah. I would love to go there and, I don't know, just experience life. I did go there once, but that was like 10 years ago. And yeah, it's just one of those things that I would love to go back. Melbourne, it's cold. 17. Okay, it was 19 today and I was in shorts and a t-shirt. So, well, I guess you guys are Australian. So you're used to much hotter weather than that. But yeah, it's, yes, Bernadette, we can go to England together. Let's just do that. We can go to historical dress. Oh my goodness. School of Historic Dress. There we go. We can go take a class together. Actually, speaking of that, oh my goodness. Oh, and it's just gone again. Okay, going back to what I said earlier in the video about the copycat comment. There's actually a comment that Kathy Hay made in one of her videos. So I don't know if you guys are watching Kathy Hay at all. But she has a YouTube channel and she is the creator, or I guess owner, I'm not sure, of Foundations Revealed. So I don't know if you actually, she put out a series of videos in the past 2 weeks, which has now been taken down because registration is closed for Foundations Revealed. But she has a YouTube channel. Yes. She has a YouTube channel that is very inspiring. It's one of those things that, like, when I read that comment originally, or I guess I got that DM, I was kind of off-put, and then I remembered Kathy's video about dealing with haters, and like I went and watched it again just to kind of feel re-inspired, I guess is that the word? I don't know. Kathy is a very I don't know what's the word for it? Welcoming, encouraging, genuine? She's, from the videos that I've seen of her, I haven't met her in person. I'm hoping to meet her. I think she might be at Costume College this summer. I'm not sure. Yes, actually, no. She is going to be at Costume College. So Hopefully I will meet her this summer. But yeah, she has a great set of YouTube videos out, and there's quite a few of them, and they all like discuss a range, or there's like a range of topics that she talks about that are very, very pleasant, and they're really nice to listen to, especially if you are starting to feel like encouraged or like discouraged or anything. Yes, Coco. Sorry if this keeps wiggling. I'm trying to read the comments, but they keep disappearing. And the way I've got my tripod, I've got one of those stretchy arm tripods, so it's kind of wrapped in the cupboard door. And it just keeps on moving. So I'm sorry if you guys are getting a little seasick at all. Okay, I need to get back to baking. What was I doing? I need 175 grams of milk. Okay, let's do this. Seriously, I'm really, well, there's the oven again. Okay, oven mitts. Oh yeah. Look at that carrot cake. I love carrot cake. Oh, it's so good. Okay. Okay, so that is good, and I know I saw a comment. Yes, the honey does work wonders. It's good. I'm like, I can still feel a bit of a tickle, which I'm gonna grab another spoonful. Yeah, the honey is amazing. Okay, I don't know why these chats keep disappearing. Yeah, I'm sharing a room with someone that I met in my Abbotsford, or not Abbotsford, Abbotsford is where I'm from, so yeah, you know. As I started a group, oh my goodness. I'm sorry guys, this is not great. My husband's just like arranging stuff, and yeah. Do you want to come say hi?
Pass me the spatula.
There we go. Okay, he's just mixing things. Is that that's the wrong spatula. Okay, apparently this one smells like onions. Yeah. So I'm rooming with someone that I actually met last summer in a group I started. So I actually started the Pacific Northwest Historic Costume Society for costumers on the West Coast.
Keep talking.
So if there are any of you that are watching that are from the West Coast, what's up, sweetie? I have started a group, and I want to start doing more events. Like last summer we did a tea event where I wore my robe de français, which was very, very fun. Ooh, you're a West Coaster. Okay. Well, most of our stuff is going to be done in Canada because that is where I'm from, and it's a lot easier to do things, I guess, local. Plus, I don't think there's a lot of... He's just taken over of the baking. Apparently, I'm not baking anymore. I'm just talking while he does the baking. Oh my goodness. That's what happens when your husband is a professional baker. Yeah, it's great. In Washington. Okay, yeah, that's not far at all. So I know there's a couple people, I could say most of the group is from Washington or Oregon. Washington, Oregon, yes, that is right. My geography is not that great sometimes.
The Pacific Northwest.
Yes, Pacific Northwest. Just shush. I love my husband so much. He's such a great guy. Yes, she is in the group. I actually just realized that, I think it was like a week ago when I realized that, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Sorry?
Did you do this?
No, I did not put that in. So yes, Morgan is in the group. which at the time when I was like, I don't really like, I read like the questions to make sure that actual real people are entering, and like where they're from and everything. But I don't usually like click on profiles to see where people are from. Why do I don't know why the comments keep disappearing. So yes, it is a Facebook page for the group. So it's the Pacific Northwest Historic Costume Society on Facebook, and then it's the PNW Historic Costume Society on Instagram. So I can actually link that in my Instagram if you guys are interested. Yes, Morgan and I do need to make collabs happen. I don't think she's actually that far away from me. Well, for me, it's like an hour to get down to Bellingham. Is that right? Not Bellingham. Which one?
Seattle's 2.5 hours.
Okay, Seattle is 2.5 hours away from me. He does all the traveling. I don't get that much. Oh yes, plus border crossing.
Because that could be an hour.
Depending if you get the nice border guards, yes. So yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about tonight? I'm just like, no. If your phone, oh yeah, that would make sense. Usually the comments stay up, but I think since YouTube has changed their formatting for creators, it might have changed. Yes. Well, I'm gonna have to now chat with Morgan and see if she wants to do a collab sometime, because that would be a lot of fun. I like collabs. I like when other people get together. I don't know. It's just fun to see what people can create together and do together. It's great. Yeah, I love my husband, you guys. I love my husband. Do I sew other modern clothes? Yes, I do sew like quite a few things. I think most of the clothing that I make is mostly historical stuff, but when I do sew for myself that are something that I wear every day, it's more modern with a historical twist. So there's this one pattern that I... Stop laughing at me.
I was going to say it's amazing, but it takes forever.
They sew. They understand. Yes, so there's one blouse pattern that I absolutely love, and I believe it's Butterick. I've sewn it, I think, 4 times now, and I want to do it again. It's a blouse that I find extremely comfortable. Plus, it is great because it's a button down. I'm able to nurse my daughter in it, so that's really helpful. That is something that I have to make sure I'm always looking for whenever I'm creating something that I'm going to be wearing every day, is something that is still nursing friendly. So yeah, I don't know. So I do sew non-historical clothing, but it usually has a historical twist to it. Yeah. I think actually I'm going to be making, I'm a maid of honor this summer in my best friend's wedding. So I'm going to be actually sewing a 1940s dress for that, which I'm really, really excited for. I have a dress, or I guess a photo of a dress from a pattern. Oh, I think I found it about 6 months ago on Pinterest, and I absolutely loved it. And I showed her the picture and asked if she'd be okay if I wore that kind of thing, and she's like, yeah, go for it, that would be awesome. So I'm going to be kind of creating a pattern from that image. Okay, now apparently I'm mixing the blueberries in. My husband's just mixed everything all together. So yeah, come this summer, I will be, well, it's actually like 2 weeks after Coco that is the wedding, so I have to have everything done for Coco and the wedding before I leave for Coco. Which, I guess I don't want to leave anything to the very last minute, which is why I've been kicking. Stop. Okay, I'm a horrible planner. I'm horrible at planning things. And my husband's just laughing at me because he knows that I'm horrible at keeping things organized. Do I have a favorite period to sew or learn about? Understand if I don't, because who can choose? I think, oh, who was it I was talking to? There's someone, they said their favorite time period is the one that they are working in. And I really like that answer because I do love a multitude of time periods. And right now I'm obsessed with all things 1890s. My Pinterest board has completely exploded for 1890s stuff. So yeah, I think I would have to say right now it's 1890s, but if I'm not working in it, then I love 18th century. Oh my goodness, there's also, I think it's a bit cliche to say this because Regency was my gateway drug to costuming. 1995 Pride and Prejudice was the gateway drug for my intro into the costuming world. So I'd have to say Regency is of course very high on that list. Just because, yeah, it's just one of those things. There you go. I just kind of mix things and just hand them over to him. He's doing the real baking, and I'm just chatting. So yeah, this is apparently all for show now.
The magic of television.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness. Is there something I would consider filming? Or do you prefer just to film the big historical projects? I think most of the projects that I do sew, like my modern ones, are more of a break from filming for me. Just because filming it pretty much doubles the construction time when you are creating something. And oh my goodness, that was the freezer. So yeah, it pretty much doubles the construction time when I'm creating something, but it's really loud.
You're the one who said you wanted to make muffins.
Okay, so sometimes I will, like, there are a couple projects that I have that I have made that I filmed and I have never actually gotten around to editing because I ended up not liking how the project turned out, and I find that usually happens with the majority of my modern projects, is that I feel like it's horrible to say this, but I feel like I don't like making modern projects because I love the look of historical things, but I do like wearing historical. Just walk over that way. Oh my goodness. He's just giving me looks and trying to figure out when he can close things so I'm not talking. And oh my goodness. Anyways, you know what? I'm gonna move you guys. We are gonna go visit my sewing room for a second. Let's see if I can get this out. Because oh, there we go. Okay, you guys are coming on a quick tour with me. Do you want to wave? Ladies and gentlemen, my husband. So this, okay, my girls are asleep in that room. So my sewing room is an absolute mess right now. But this is my new sewing room. So I'm still working on, you know what, can I turn this around? Okay. Hello. So this is my corset project. So I'm not showing you over that way because it's you can kind of see. So this is my corset project. I'm finally working on that. This is I still have to sort things in. My sewing table, I'm cutting down because now that I finally have a sewing room again, my sewing table is quite a bit larger than in my last place, or not my last place. My dad made me my sewing table. I guess it was 6 years ago that he made it for me when I was still living at home. And so I had a quite a bit bigger, you know, let me set this down and then I can just chat. 1 second. 1 second, guys. Oh, this is so not planned. 1 second. So yeah, this is like, I think this is how I'm like going to be filming videos, I guess, in the future. Let me just get closer so that you can see my book collection as well. So there are a couple things that I have to change about my sewing table, and I'm still rearranging to try and fit things in here because I have quite a lot of sewing stuff. This is actually about this far away from the wall, so I can get stuff behind there, because when we created this, it's freestanding, so we could create a area in my house in my last place for me to sew. Oh my goodness. I'm out of breath now. Seriously, sickness, it really takes it out of you. It's really bad. So you know, if you're on my Instagram, you've actually already seen this. But this, a lot of my corset is going to be corded, because that was how the original pattern was. So this is a sample. Let's see if you guys can see that. There you go. Can you? So this is a cording sample that I made, and the cording that I'm using is actually just like this stuff here. So I really love how this sample turned out. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've completely gone off my original design for what I was going to be doing for tonight. Yeah. No, the corset fabric that I'm using, it is, let me see if I can find it for you guys. So this is, I'm still sticking to what I said I wanted to do, was I'm only allowed to work on projects that can fit into my boxes. So these are my combinations. And again, the lighting is really not great for showing off what this corset is. This is much more purpley in real life. It's coming off as very fuchsia in this lighting. So this is the fabrics that I'm using for my corset. So I've got, this is the main fabric, and then this is going to be some accent fabric, which I'm really, really excited for. So that's my main design. So it's a brocade and then a, what's it called? I cannot think of the name of this right now. Cotton sateen. It is like black cotton sateen. So it's got like a little bit of sheen to it. And then of course, like my foundation fabric, because this is the fashion fabric for over top. A foundation fabric is just coutil. And then I'm using a combination of synthetic whalebone, sprung steel, and oh, what's the last one called? There's three different types of boning that I want to try and use in the corset. We'll see how that goes. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see that. So these are 3 different types of boning. So this one's like bends like crazy, which is great. And then this one is the synthetic whalebone, which I actually took out of an old corset that I made 5 or 6 years ago that was really badly constructed. Because yes, I'd learned how to make corsets when I was at university, but it was only a 2-week intensive. And that's when I was trying to remind myself how to make things. And then this is just the third, which is just metal. Oh my goodness. I cannot think of the name of these right now. I'm sorry, you guys. My brain is just kind of not thinking tonight. So yeah, anyways, welcome to my sewing room. I will be doing a proper sewing room tour, I guess, later on, but right now, I still really need to work on organizing and decluttering because it's crazy. Flat steels. Thank you, Bernadette. I could not think of the name. Yeah, so yeah, when I was in the basement suite in my last house, my sewing stuff was very scattered throughout the place to kind of keep things not organized, just to keep it under control. But now that it's all in one room again, I've realized how much stuff I've collected over the past couple years. So I really need to go through my bins that I have and just let stuff go, because I realize I have a lot of fabric that I just bought when I was in a stage of just buying things, which I think, as someone who sews, it's something that we never ever stop buying things. Like, oh, we have project ideas and project inspirations, and then we never really finish them. Anyway, so this is my sewing room. I hope you guys enjoy. There's my corset. I've gained a bit of weight again since I made this mannequin. So, and plus I'm adding a bit more room in the hips, make them a bit more. There's a corset that I was inspired by on the Met Museum. I think it was the Met Museum. So yeah, that corset had quite a bit of hip string. Anyways, I don't know what I'm going to be talking about anymore. I think I'm going to end this here. I hope you guys had a good time. This is kind of a weird video. Everything that I kind of planned to do just went out the window when that coughing fit started. Thank you for everyone who has stuck around for this. Do you have any more questions before I go? Just let me know. Thank you, guys. Oh, you are all lovely. Yeah, this is great. Thank you so much. I think, oh wait, there was a question. Question, thanks to your video on the Rebelle Francais, I just made one, sorry, video on the Rebelle Francais. I made one, it was close to yours. That's awesome. I'm glad you made a Rebelle Francais. It is, yeah, thank you. I'm glad it inspired you to make one. And if you have Instagram, feel free to tag me in the photos of your Rebelle Francais. I love seeing what you guys create. So yeah, anyways, bye guys. Oh wait.